All right, folks. We talk a lot about cops getting off and getting the benefit of the doubt. Check this out in California. A former white California police officer was acquitted of falsifying a police report from a violent arrest of a black man in May of 2020. Officer Matthew Dages accused Amaurie Johnson of smoking while he was outside waiting for friends to come from their apartment building. Johnson had his phone in his hand, but he had no smoking paraphernalia. The ex-cop detained Johnson for no reason. After the acquittal, the San Diego branch of the NAACP said, quote, there was more than enough evidence to convict this former police officer. The justice system failed in this case. This is the thing, Mario, we talk about all the time, how unfortunately in this system, juries and judges will give so much leeway to the cops. I mean, and so again, he says the guy was smoking, no evidence, but the cop gets off.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great example of that word again, jury nullification, where there were people on that jury that decided, I'm not going to rule against this cop. I don't care what I hear. And that happens all the time. And I'm really actually impressed with the San Diego police chief that they fired this guy for lying because, Roland, as you know, I practice 1983 police excessive violence cases every day. And we see the lying happens all the time. They are actually taught how to lie. They're taught how to use certain phrases that helps them get off. They're supervised to stamp it. We see this almost every single day. And most times there's absolutely no accountability. And one of the things that we always talk about is even body cameras. We say, oh, we need body cameras. Obviously, it's better to have video than not. But that's not the silver bullet because this was on video. This showed that this guy was lying about this young man. And we see many, many cases like that we're dealing with right now every single day in that jury nullification scenario. What does that mean, right? That's what the brother Mustafa said earlier, the black tax. That's what we're up against. It's unfair. It's unjust. We got to continue to fight. We cannot get disheartened. We cannot get discouraged. As you say, Roland, in your promo, which gets me hype every time I hear it. If you're black-owned media, you can't be afraid. Hey, if you're a black person in America, you can't be afraid because the reality is we're going to have these injustices, but we must continue to fight. We must continue to speak out. We must continue to stand for our rights and our dignity at every opportunity, even when we have these blatant losses.
According to the police report, Xavier, he said that he saw this man smoking, yet nothing was discovered. Nothing at all. So how do you see somebody smoking if you can't find any evidence of the smoke?
Roland, I just talked about this in our last segment. If the jury instructions about what violates the law is relating specifically to just a layperson on the street, the jury in their mind, particularly if we know the juries have been historically biased, they're going to put in their mind what an average person would do and what a police officer would do. And even seeing evidence, they're not going to match it up to the jury instructions. So if the laws change, and if you're a police officer and you do these things and you violate this, then you have now committed a crime. That speaks directly to what the jurors are supposed to do to directly associate their activity with criminal behavior. So if juries in their brain are thinking that cops cannot commit a crime, no matter what they see, the jury instructions are not going to line up in terms of criminality that they can hold a police officer accountable. That's why we have to change our laws to be able to be specific about what is criminal about cop behavior that violates the rights of black people.
You know, Mustafa, every time we do one of these stories and again, when you have these cops who are lying on these reports, this happened in La Mesa and yeah, I thank goodness La Mesa fired him saying, and it's like, dude, you lied on the police report.
Yeah. I mean, any police chief who's worth anything, he's going to get rid of these types of folks. Now, we know it doesn't happen everywhere, but there are some who are holding folks accountable. The problem is when we go toward these criminal situations that are going on, that things don't turn out the way that we normally would assume that they would. So the other part of it, and again, the brothers who are on the panel with me, they're practicing attorneys. I am not. The other part of it is the civil suit, which I hope comes to be. And I hope that folks continue to utilize that as one of the tools in trying to make sure that justice or some form of justice actually plays out.
Look, I mean, it just, I keep saying, lie in that report, you should automatically get the boot.
Back to that Roland Mark unfiltered video in just one moment. Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Oh, no punches! I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?